So we're planning on going to Clinton again one last time this season.
Oh.
That's why I don't have a new computer right now, because last time I was going to get a computer when I had my tax refund. Then my sister wanted to go to Connecticut, and then I said, oh well.
Didn't you just get a new computer?
No, that was like 3 years ago.
Yeah, so that wasn't that long ago.
They only last about 3 years for me anyway. That's all I ever get out of them.
Yeah.
And then, but I was going to get one then. I didn't really even need it then because I wasn't having, well, I was having issues, but not really bad issues like I am now with my Second Life. So I was like, maybe I can wait. That was a bad decision, I guess.
So tell everybody about your boyfriend on Second Life.
Wolfie.
Wolfie? No, that's not what you
Mr.
call him.
Wolf. No, I do call
Mr.
him
Wolf.
I call him Wolfie.
Mr. Wolfie.
No, Wolfie.
Who's into Harley Davidsons.
He likes Harleys. He has a Harley on Second Life. We're going to go riding.
Which guarantees he's got a bicycle in real life.
I don't care about his real life.
Because what did I say is the one place you would never find a real biker?
On Second Life.
You got it.
But I don't care about his real life.
What if he's a serial killer? What if he tortures small animals for fun? Hey, he could.
No.
You never know. A lot of crazy people on the internet.
Oh.
You're there.
Stop.
You know.
I don't want to touch little animals.
Well, you better keep an eye on him. You know, it's this little step. Animals, people. Yeah.
I'd rather he torture people.
He's traced your IP.
No, I didn't.
Yep. How do you know?
I don't.
Hey, he could be one of them computer wizards. I don't want that.
Open yours.
He could be one of those. I only got one hand free. He could be one of those computer wizards that can do all that kind of stuff.
It's not that hard to trace someone.
Well, it is on a website. You have to have admin privileges to do it.
Yeah.
But if you have admin privileges, or you know someone who does, it's not that hard to do. I trace IPs all the time, just to see where people are coming from. If they, if their IP kind of matches up with their email address and their information says it's supposed to be.
Why?
Because the easiest way to spot a potential troll is someone who's lying about where they really come from. Like they come from, what's a good one? Oh, what's the country in Africa I'm thinking of? You know the one. He always sends those stupid emails about,
Nigeria?
Nigeria, yes. So if I got an IP in Nigeria or in certain parts of the former Soviet Union or something like that, then I know, or China especially, then I know that I'm almost certainly dealing with a spammer or something worse. So whole blocks of countries we completely block.
Oh, well, this time I inherited $1 billion, like $200 million from somebody.
Oh yeah. Did you ever get your money?
No.
See? You get your hopes up, then they shadow them. What you're gonna have to do is go over there to Nigeria and claim that person.
I don't think so.
Is this the Under Ministry of Public Sanitation? Yes. Well, I'm here to help somebody move $1.2 billion out of the country. Here's my bank account number. If we can transfer that now, please, we can get this ball rolling. And here's my vouchers from my airline flights and hotel and everything else.
What is their purpose in doing that? I don't know.
They're trying to get your personal. They're fishing for your personal information. Because what usually happens, they say, well, there's a small fee involved for transfer to the bank. It's only $10,000, but you have to talk to Scott's landlady about that. But she's the one that falls for that shit all the time, and ends up. What was the last time?
Why would she fall for that though?
$100,000. She got lucky because
only $100,000.
Well, what happened was, she's old and feeble-minded. What happened was she used a credit union loan check or something like that, and the bank, when they did an investigation, it turned out to be fraudulent. They forgave the debt, so she got out of it. Otherwise, she'd have lost. It would come out of her savings or whatever, and she'd never get that back. And lucky Scott caught onto it. Only her complaining that why doesn't the IRS just ask for one big check instead of all these little checks? What are you talking about? And then, yeah, that's what's going on. Apparently they didn't thank him very much for it. But.
Mine says, take the time to do it right, otherwise you'll have to take the time to do it over.
And that's why Mike doesn't fix computers in the parking lot of ShopRite. As I'm sure he would tell you.
Mind.
Slip, whoops, crash. Computer pieces all over the ground.
Oh, let's see what this says.
So just give him your computer. He'll do whatever needs done with the thingies or whatever. And that's what I do with mine. This is Mike Fix and Make Better. It broke. Fix and make better.
Oh, my cookie crumbled.
Yeah, well, don't leave that on the old man's seat. He'll have bugs and mice in the damn car. I'm gonna get out my mouse traps, put them in the barn this weekend, I think. Time to put mouse traps in the barn again. I saw some sprinkles on the stairs, so it's time.
The only thing worse than being talked about is not getting talked about.
That makes no sense, but okay. Maybe if you're a Hollywood celebrity. Yeah, I'll bet that guy on Fake Life over there, he probably has a pen full of rabbits.
Why?
Bunnies. Everybody likes bunnies.
Ah,
Well, I'm just saying. No. Don't drop that on the ground out
I'm
there.
not.
Oh, okay.
the piece was a cracker.
Yeah, just don't drop the wrappers out there, is what I'm
I'm
saying.
not dropping wrappers out there.
Well, I'm just
I don't
saying,
litter.
you know, a lot of people actually do keep rabbits for food. For fur.
No.
Very common. Very common.
Awesome.
Europe, it's a real big thing in Europe. So,
I know, but it still is me.
I mean, they're easy to keep. They're not very expensive to keep. They breed very quickly. And they're tasty.
Ah!
They are. You ever had rabbit?
No!
It's delicious. Rabbit stew.
Stop!
That was like a staple of colonial America.
I don't care.
I mean, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for rabbits. And they didn't eat deer every day, or bears. They ate rabbits. That's what they ate. Squirrels, too.
No.
Potted them all. I knew a guy once that used to wait. One of my teachers when I was in
I
school.
find it very hard to eat meat anymore
Why?
because reading all this stuff that they do to these poor animals and
Well, they kill them, slaughter them, and grind them
no,
up.
but they torment them beforehand too.
I haven't heard of that, but I knew a guy who kept rabbits. He was like a, what the hell kind of teacher was he? Maybe he was sciences. God, it was junior high school. So we're talking way back. But he had like cages, 40 or 50 rabbits, and they weren't like a big pen. They were like individual stacks of cages like this. Each rabbit had its own little cage. And when the time came, he would select a rabbit for the pot. He'd just go out there, pull a rabbit out by the ears, twist its neck, snap, and that's it.
That's horrible.
He ate the damn thing. They weren't pets. You know, he didn't have them named or anything like that.
They're
They were just
still animals.
yeah, well, they're food animals for him anyway. Not me, but for him anyway, they were.
That's mean.
Now people keep chickens for the same reason. You eat chicken, don't you?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
do
where
know,
do you think they come
especially
from?
because it's so healthy for you. I never realized how healthy it was.
Well, have you ever seen a chicken farm?
It has all the B vitamins and everything in it.
And where do you think chicken comes from?
Yeah.
From a chicken. That's neck is grabbed, stretched, sliced off.
Stop!
I'm just saying, it's what they do. I mean, you're going to eat. You can't stop eating. You know, we need to eat. I'm going to go have a hamburger after this. And I don't give a damn, you know. When I see a cow, that's hamburger with feet. That's what I call it.
That's so mean.
I see a rabbit in the field hopping across the cemetery over
I'm
there.
always happy when they escape the slaughterhouse and they're running through the streets.
That doesn't last because we know what happens when that happens. They escape the slaughterhouse. They run right into the front end of an SUV at 40 miles an hour.
No.
Scratch one car and one cow.
After that, they were sent to a sanctuary.
Sure they were.
No, they were.
I'm sure
but
they
then,
were.
But then there were other ones that escaped and they didn't give them that.
Yeah, they ate them.
They sent them back.
They got the death penalty, and then they were eaten,
That's
consumed.
horrible.
Yeah, you like hamburgers the same as anybody. So don't give me that.
And steak
Meat,
and
oh,
love
you steak. Yep.
God.
Steak with feet. That's what a cow is. There you go. That's what it is.
But now I can't eat it because I think I see the steak sitting there and all I see is like the cow's face looking at me.
Okay. So if Mike had a stroke today, suddenly decided, let's go pick up Terry and invite her up to the bear for dinner. My treat.
That would ever happen.
Okay, and you're sitting there in the restaurant, and they bring to the table the New York strip or the sirloin wrapped in bacon, delicious. Put it there in front of you. You're not going to eat that. A $39, you're not going to eat that.
Well, of course I would.
Of course you would.
I
yeah.
said I feel bad, but
Well, you don't have to worry about that because I don't think Mike's going to have a stroke if he did. I mean, he's not going to do that, but
he certainly wouldn't pay for my dinner anyway.
Not unless he had a total
or even
stroke.
have me come to dinner.
Trust me, if that ever happens, Scott and I are going to quietly take him aside and bring him to the place where the nice young men in the clean white coats will take him away to a clean room with soft walls where he can be.
Why though? That's so mean. Why
Because
not
we will
me?
know he's gone completely insane.
Why?
If he suddenly decides to buy you a full meal at a fancy restaurant.
Okay, not buy me a meal, but why wouldn't he ever even invite me to one?
Why would he do that?
Why not? He invites you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, you are the one who ignored Mike one day on the
I
side
did
of the
not ignore him. I didn't even know he was there.
And you got to remember, you also called him some very unflattering names.
Only because he's been mean to me.
What's he done to you?
He don't like me.
Yeah, but what specifically mean things did he? What has he done to you? Has he thrown ants on your head? Has he
No.
taken your ice cream away and ate
No,
it?
but
Has
he doesn't like me for no reason. That bothers me.
Maybe it has something to do with all the nasty things you said about him on tape?
I don't think so, because that was only after he was mean to me.
I
And
don't
didn't
know.
like
I mean,
me.
that wasn't very flattering, some of the things you said, you know. In fact, I think he's been extremely tolerant. I've known Mike to do some pretty rough things for a whole lot less. So you got off easy, I think.
But I don't know why you don't like me.
I don't know. I'll tell you though, if all of a sudden he does that, you best be afraid, very afraid. What's the thing about bearing gifts? Beware of bearing gifts. What's the saying about bearing gifts? Beware. Beware of what bearing gifts? Beware of. Beware of Mike's bearing gifts.
I don't think that was it, but okay, we'll go with it.
Something like that. Oh yeah. So that's all you've been doing? Just playing on the computer for the last couple of weeks?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds kind of boring.
Staying inside because I hate going out when it's hot.
I mean, you know, if you go out in the heat, eventually you do start to get used to it.
And plus, I don't really like people, so.
Go out in the backyard. Go to the state park. Hey, you know what? One place you can, a park you can always visit
What?
where nobody will bother you.
No!
What's wrong with it? Look at it.
I wanted to go to Mohonk, but my sister didn't want to do that because it's right up by where she lives. Because she said that there's rattlesnakes up there and
There are.
killed her person's dog or something. when
Well,
it was
that's an
walking.
animal. You know.
But so many people go there all the
I've been there many
time.
times. Lookout Point.
I want to
yeah.
go there.
Been there with Mike, Scott. I've been going there since I was a kid.
Lake Minnewaska, they have a place you can swim right there too.
I don't know about that, but we went up in the mountains, so
They
there's
do,
nowhere to
they
swim.
showed it.
Matter of fact, I think I might have posted videos and pictures of that.
Yes, you did.
I did, yeah. But what's wrong with the cemetery? I mean, it's quiet. Look at the nice green grass over there. And the trees and the flowers. And nobody bothers you. And you can read all the cool stuff written on the stones. Here lies Lester Moore, 6 shots with 44. No less, no more. Nah, it doesn't charge. It's a Charger. It's not even a real one.
Nice.
It's a remake.
How do you know?
I know instantly.
How?
Just by the style of the wheels and everything else, the whole body line's different. I know what a 1971 Dodge Charger looks like, and 72, 3, 4, 5, and that's not one of them. That's the modern ones. I think we might get a little rain today after all. Which figures I had things I wanted to do tomorrow, now I guess I ain't doing them.
What do you have to do tomorrow?
I want to get up on the roof of a small RV and then paint the stuff on there.
What stuff?
Every couple of years you got to put the that rubber crap that preserves the roof, whatever. Keeps the leaks at bay.
I got a question for you.
What?
All right. I was looking online about like different places, like RV parks, or
Yeah.
whatever, and like you buy like a mobile home for like I think there was one for like 36,000 and stuff like that, and then you pay like your lot fee, like $400 or $500 a month. Are they good or are they not good?
Well, considering the lot fee's $400 or $500 a month, that's almost rent on an apartment somewhere.
But at least
Without all the hassles, plus you got to supply an RV,
yeah.
pay your utilities,
Yeah.
and maintain your RVs require maintenance. They're not like houses; they require more. Every other year, I got to be up on the damn roof with that bucket of shit, but like I'm going to do tomorrow if it's not raining. You know, you have to maintain the engine, the transmission, the generator, and everything else on there. So unless you're prepared to do all that,
But it doesn't have a motor. It's
well, you're talking about a park home.
yes, like a mobile home, like
Well.
that just sits there.
You also have a mortgage, $36,000, unless you can pull that out of thin air. You know,
Right.
but that's certain
they
parts of the
good, though.
country that the lot fees are a lot cheaper.
Well, this is right on the water up in Clinton.
Well, there you go. That's why you go somewhere like that. It's going to be a lot of money. But you don't have the money for that anyway, so I won't worry about
If
it.
I did, though, would it be good?
No.
Why?
Well, for one thing, those park homes are the cheapest crap you could possibly buy. They're extremely flimsily built. They're just basically a mobile home. That's all they really are.
Yeah.
And unlike an RV, which is made to go down the roads, it's built a little bit tighter, stronger, so we take the
They
vibrations
look
of
nice,
roof.
though.
They look nice, but if you've ever taken one apart, which I have, there's nothing to them. And they require all the same maintenance as an RV would, the roof and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And plus you have all the problems of a house. Only more so because the materials are not top quality. I considered buying a
But
park
it's a
home.
lot cheaper than a house.
Well, yes, obviously it is, but you don't own the land it sits on too,
No.
you know? I considered buying one of those before I bought my RV.
Now, what happens with that, though? Because the house that I looked at was already on that property, so they were selling it on the property.
Yeah.
So if I bought that, right, and then say the park,
You
the
would
home
you
went
would
out
then
of
be
business.
responsible for the same fees that whoever there's paying. You'd be paying the lot fees if you bought it,
Right, but
unless you were going to move it somewhere.
no, but if they went out of business, I'm saying the park itself.
You'd have to move it somewhere else. Who knows where? I don't know, but move.
But how would you move it? It's not.
Oh no, a fifth wheel truck would take it. One of those dump trucks this went by before that, but that would move that easily. Same as they do a mobile home or a modular home. You ever saw a modular home
Yeah.
going down the road? That's exactly
How
what
are
they look like.
modular homes? Are they any good?
Yeah, they're built a lot better than a mobile home is because they have to be built to the code of a regular house on a foundation, which is a bit more stringent than anything on wheels. You know, so they use 2x6s, real 2x4s, heavy insulation, normal windows, you know, all of that stuff. They're not necessarily the finest materials either in some cases. Builders love to cut corners when they can get away with it. But at least they're built like a house, not, you know, like something that's only meant to be temporary and moved around.
Well, the ones I was looking at, they look like real houses.
Sure they do, from the outside. You can make anything look like a real house. It's just
No, on
cheap
the inside
siding.
it looked like a
Yeah,
real
it does. But you don't see the materials that make it up. That's the
No.
problem. So, but unless you won a lotto, $36,000. It's cheap compared
What
to a
about-
new RV.
What about the when they say owner financing?
Well, you still got to pass, you know, background checks and credit checks and all that stuff. Yeah, you're still paying. Just a different entity. That's all. But you are still paying.
But for something that's only $36,000, wouldn't they be more?
And you know how cheap that is when you hear it. How is this brand new, right? It's brand new or is it 10 years old? What is it?
No, it's like old.
Okay.
I mean, not old, but
Yeah. Old enough to start having problems.
yeah. I guess, but
Well, you got to figure that not a mobile home, a motor home. Say you bought a motor home like mine. The prices on those start at about $140,000, and they
that
go all
has
the
a
way.
motor and everything.
Yes.
I wouldn't want that anyway.
Well, the prices on those things start at about $140,000. They go all the way up to like $500,000.
So what is the point of that? That you could buy a house for that, a real house.
Because if you spend $500,000 on an RV, it means you're probably a Hollywood celebrity or other billionaire, and you've got 10 houses, and you just want to fool with it. The average ma and pa who buy one of these for family vacations, they're going to spend around $175 around in there for a big Class A.
That much just for that?
You know how much mine cost when it was new? $146,000 in 1999. You know, you're paying because you're not only buying a Ford F550 rolling chassis, and that's a lot of money right there. That's like 40 grand, 50 grand right there. But then you're buying a house to go on it, custom made, you know, house, mobile home basically to go on it. Except they're built a little bit better than mobile homes because they're made to take vibrations and shock going down the road all the time instead of just moving from place to place. And they also have things like generators and everything's built in.
So a motorhome is the best.
If you're going to do that kind of a life, I would think so, because then if you do want to move, you can. You have the option of, you know, okay, I don't want to spend winter here. It sucks. I'm going to go over there where it's warm. Or, oh, it's too hot here this time of year. I'm going up there where it's cooler. That kind of thing. You know, a lot of people do that. The people who owned mine before I got
How
it.
does that work now? If you have a motorhome, right?
Yeah.
And you live in the park, right?
Yeah.
You're paying lot fees for it, and then you decide you want to go down south for the winter. You still have to pay the lot fee.
No.
What? They just keep it there for you?
No. You come back, you get another one next year. Or you reserve one for next year. That's all.
So what does
You're-
that mean?
you call it
for
seasonal.
next year, okay.
You're
So
seasonal.
then they could have somebody in there for now paying rent, and then
If they
when
can
you come
convince
back,
someone
then-
to go in there in the wintertime, sure.
Okay.
Yes, there's a lot of people who do seasonal with that kind of life. They like that. They want, and of course, if they got family all over
That'd
the
be
country, they
nice.
want to get.
Live up there for like the summer months, and then go down to Florida for the winter.
There you go. I know someone who used to do that all the time. All the time. You know, with a big RV. Oh, sure.
And then I could go to my sister's for the holidays
Yeah.
and pull my thing right up into her.
Yeah. I guess you could.
That could work.
Stay there all winter, yeah.
No. I like staying there with them, but I like my own space too. I don't like being
Well, if you have an RV, you'd have your own space. You'd be living in that.
That would be perfect. Like spend the summer up there, then come back here around like November and just have the holidays like Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, and then go down to Florida. Then come back up and start all over again.
I guess. Sounds like a lot of work.
Sounds like fun.
I say moving you have to, you know?
Of course, then I'd have to get a job where I can work from home.
Or just pick up jobs as you go along. Temporary jobs here and there, you know, whatever town you have it in.
That seems a little iffy, especially when you have like a house thingy you have to worry about. putting
Well,
somewhere.
Yeah, you can boondock with a Class A. You know, Walmart parking lot here at ShopRite overnight and move the next day, and people do it all the time. Sooner or later, you're gonna have to dump your septic, but there are places you can do that. And no, not Mike's front lawn. I know your mind works. Oh, I know where I can get rid of that. No, you don't. He would not take kindly to that at all. Very, very
I was
negative.
not even thinking
Yeah,
that. Oh my god.
Yeah, you were.
I was not.
But you have to have water tanks on board. You have to make sure you got propane for your heat. Like mine, for instance, has the Arctic package, which means I have a heated basement.
Do they always have to have propane? Or do they have
Only if you want to use the hot.
electric?
No. Well, I suppose you could get an electric hot water heater for it. Yes, I'm sure they make them. But most people, because they are transitory with these things, they want to be able to use it on the road. Which means that propane is the quickest, most efficient way to heat hot
But if
water.
I didn't want to use it on the road, let's say, could I?
You'd have to have one special put in, probably. I use electric heat on mine. I don't use propane heat, although I could. But I don't worry about that. I just run an extension cord in there, that's all. When you go to a regular RV park, you get a water hookup and an electric hookup. So, and I don't know what they charge you for
could
that.
have everything electric.
You could, yeah. But you'd have to have a special heater installed that works electricity for hot water. Your water pump's already electric, obviously, but your hot water heater is propane. It's an on-demand kind of heater, which means it doesn't have a tank. It's like a tankless. They have these electric too in houses. Mike has one, for instance. And propane, because it's hot, it's much better at heating the water in those. But electric ones, they work, but they use a lot of juice. And you're limited to either 30 or 50 amp in an RV. And most parks only have a 30 amp hookup. So it may suck too much juice to do that. Then you get your septic hookup too that they provide. That's always the most fun part, dumping the septic. You know?
I don't want to do that.
And especially in the dead of winter when it freezes.
Ew.
Yeah. I mean, your outflow pipe freezes.
Where do you dump it?
A lot of interstate highways have transit stations where you can actually dump an RV, especially near tourist attractions where a lot of RVs go.
What if you're in the park?
Oh, you'll have a hookup in the park.
So you don't have to dump it.
It's like a septic. No,
Good.
no, you don't. No, it's well, yeah. I guess it must be full time. I suppose you hook up a permanent pipe going into it, and then it's like having a regular septic in a house, basically.
And then if you took it on the road, right?
Then you'll be using your black tank. Gray tank is for
But-
water. Black tank is for sewage.
Okay, but if you did that, right, could you wait to empty it until you got to your destination?
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
And
Definitely.
Then put up again and then empty it that way?
Yeah.
So you
Yeah,
don't have
oh,
to,
yeah.
like, empty it?
Not while you're on the road, no.
No, not while you're on the road, but when you get to your destination, you can do that.
Yeah, as long as it's an RV park, and they do have. Yeah, you hook up your pipe, you open the sluice, and it goes out. Rinse out the pipe, go wash your hands, you know. That's it.
I really don't like propane.
No, I don't like gas either, that's why I don't use it. I cook with electric, heat with electric. Because, you know, even though RVs have early warning systems, they have a built-in detector for propane, or, you know, that will sound an alarm if it detects it loose out of the oven or something like that. Still, it's the idea of, you know, blowing the smithereens in the middle of the night. Nah, it's
I
not,
know.
nah, it's not really something I'd look forward to. Oh, breathe. Man, I'm tired.
Why are you so tired?
Working. When you work in the heat, it takes it out of you, you know? Not like when I was a kid and I could just go all day in this shit and then
I was up until like
take a
5 o'clock
2-minute
this
nap
morning.
and then, well, I was up at 5 o'clock this morning. I was up at 4:30
Well, I was
this
up
morning.
until 5 o'clock.
Oh,
this
well,
morning.
when
And
you
then
were
I went
going
to
to
bed.
sleep, that's when I was heading out the door.
I was online talking to Wolfie.
Yeah, he's setting you up, all right.
He's not.
You're going to be in a milk carton before you know it. You and all his dead rabbits. Yeah.
Stop!
Bunny 2, Bunny 3, Bunny 57, Bunny 290, Bunny 318, Bunny 470. Yeah. That one was sliced and diced. That one was set on
Stop.
fire. That one was blown up with M80s. That one was eaten. Yep.
Stop!
Yeah.
Why would you want to blow up with them 80s?
I'm me. That's what the guy on the YouTube or whatever there does.
Why would he want to do that?
Serial killer. It's fun. Serial killers get off hurting things. You know that's what a serial killer is, right?
Yeah, but why? That's mean.
I know, but that's what they are, you know? That's what they are. That's what they do.
Kind
of like their job. Kind of like their job, you know, like when they take the power drill and they start drilling holes in you for the fun of it. You know?
I hate when I read about like people torching little animals and stuff.
Well, that's how serial killers get their start.
It's awful.
Mm.
I wish I could go save them.
Well, you just end up being the first victim, that's all. Well, guess I'm graduating humans today. Ha 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 ha. Yep. Let me go get my scalpels and the eyeball picker. Yeah. And the disemboweling knife. Well, that would at least fix your bowel problems. That way, yeah. Don't have any more. Oh.
Speaking of, I've been going like a lot lately because, well, I've been eating a lot more fruit too. So, but I guess that's a good thing though, right?
Once again, YouTubers, more than you needed to hear. More than you needed to hear. Yeah.
But fruit's good for you though, right?
Apparently not for you.
But isn't it good that it's all coming out?
I suppose it is cleaning you out.
It's better than staying in there, right?
I suppose. Not going to be very convenient when you got to work, though.
No, but
You have to start eating more rice, I suppose.
why not rice?
That's supposed to be a natural binding agent. Plug you
Cheese
up.
too.
Cheese, yeah, there you go. Plug you right up. MREs, according to Scott.
Who?
MREs, meals ready to eat, military field rations. He says he ate those for like a week in Texas. Didn't have to go once. And when he finally did, he said he crapped out a baseball bat. I said, that's very nice, Scott.
So he was oversharing too.
Yeah.
That's nice.
And now the story's been repeated, you see. But that's just to illustrate that MREs do work if you have a problem.
Oh, I didn't read yours yet.
Well, you did already.
Did
Yeah, you did. You read 2 of them. I don't remember what they both were, but I know you did read 2 of them.
I'm right here. Oh yeah, that's the one you said didn't make any sense or something.
Yep.
I don't remember what it was.
Oh, a lot of work to do. Too hard to do any of it, screw it. I got like 3 or 4 patrollers waiting to be serviced so I can sell the damn thing.
The where do you get these things from?
Buy them on eBay. Sometimes at flea markets.
So you buy them on eBay and then you resell them on eBay?
Well, I service them. I do all the gasket work, all the